dear friends and fellow travelers on the journey toward a fulfilling life. I, Aristotle, who dedicated my life to the study of virtue and excellence, see you searching for happiness, eudaimonia, as if it were a hidden treasure. But I tell you that happiness is not a destination or a possession you find. It is the activity of the soul in accordance with virtue, the excellence that manifests in every act of your life. Excellence, therefore, is not a gift, but a practice. It is a habit, a daily discipline, a path built through the repetition of virtuous acts. Excellence, my friends, is not an isolated act, but a habit. No one becomes just by doing a single act of justice, nor courageous by a single act of bravery. What defines you is your consistent conduct, your daily choices, and the repetition of actions that bring you closer to virtue. Think of the athlete. They don't become excellent in a single day of training, but through thousands of hours of disciplined and constant effort. You must treat the cultivation of your character in the same way, transforming your intentions into actions and your actions into a routine of nobility. Virtue, which is the heart of excellence, is found in the mean, in the right measure between excess and deficiency. Courage, for example, is not the absence of fear, deficiency, nor blind recklessness, excess, but the ability to face fear prudently, choosing the most appropriate action to protect what is valuable. Generosity is not squandering, excess, nor being stingy, deficiency, but giving in the right measure to the right person at the right time with the intention of helping, not showing off. Excellence requires discernment, a deep knowledge of yourselves and your circumstances to find the perfect balance. To achieve excellence, the first step is self-knowledge. You must know your passions, your natural inclinations, your weaknesses, and your strengths. Only then can you calibrate your actions and seek the mean consciously. The person who knows themselves knows when they lean toward excess or deficiency and can adjust their conduct with wisdom. Without self-knowledge, the pursuit of excellence is like walking in the dark, stumbling over your own vices without even recognizing them. Excellence of character and intellectual excellence are intertwined. Virtue isn't just a matter of action, but also of reason and practical wisdom, phronesis. Wisdom enables you to make the right choice in every situation, to discern what is good for you and for others, weighing the consequences of each decision. You must cultivate your mind with study and reflection, because the mind is your compass on life's journey, and a compass without a direction is useless. Excellence is not an end in itself, but a means to happiness. The person who lives a virtuous life, who acts with justice, courage, and wisdom, finds true joy in their own conduct, not in external results. Happiness is not something added to life, it is life itself, lived excellently. It is the natural reward of a soul that strives to be the best version of itself, finding contentment and fulfillment in the very process of growth. Pleasure and pain are useful indicators, but they can't be your guides. Your conduct must be guided by reason and virtue, not by pleasure. In the beginning, the practice of virtue can be difficult and unpleasant, demanding discipline and sacrifice. But with time, the virtuous act becomes a habit, and your soul finds pleasure in doing good. You must train yourselves to find joy in what is noble and good, not in what is merely pleasant, for the momentary pain of a virtuous effort leads to lasting peace. The person who seeks excellence must be the master of their passions, not their slave. Passion can be a powerful force for good when guided by reason. Think of the passion for justice that moves you to fight for a noble cause. But when passion is left unchecked, it leads you to excess and deficiency, pulling you away from virtue and happiness. Self-control, temperance, is one of the most important virtues for anyone who wants to achieve excellence in any area of life, for it is the discipline that frees you from the tyranny of your desires. If these words are inspiring you to follow the path of excellence and seek the best version of yourselves, I ask you to like this video. By doing so, you help bring the wisdom of the ancients to more souls who long for a life of meaning. To continue this journey of self-discovery and improvement, subscribe to this channel and leave a comment about which area of your life you want to start applying these principles to. Your participation strengthens this community of seekers. Now, to continue, excellence also manifests in your relationships with others. The excellent person is just and kind, for they understand that their happiness is intertwined with that of the community. Friendship, in its noblest form, is friendship based on virtue, in which friends help each other become better people. A life of excellence is not a solitary life, but a life in community, where the well-being of others is an integral part of your own well-being. Excellence in its highest form is philosophical contemplation. The person who seeks knowledge for the love of knowledge, who dedicates themselves to a life of reason and reflection, lives the happiest life and is closest to the divine. The life of study frees you from worldly worries and connects you with what is eternal and unchanging. The pursuit of truth, beauty, and goodness is the pinnacle of human excellence, for it elevates you above mere survival and brings you closer to your noblest nature. The person who dedicates themselves to an active life must seek excellence in each of their roles. The doctor, the warrior, the ruler, the artisan, each has a role in society, and excellence lies in fulfilling that role with virtue, with mastery, and with a sense of duty. You must seek excellence in your profession, in your family, and in your community, for each act defines you and brings you closer to your noblest nature. Excellence in work is a form of art. Happiness, eudaimonia, is an activity, not a state. It is not something you feel, but something you do. It is the joy found in action, in the practice of virtue, in the effort to be the best version of yourself. Don't wait for happiness to find you. Go out to meet it by acting with excellence in every moment of your life. Happiness is the fruit of your labor, the reward of a soul that strives. The virtuous life is a life of purpose. The excellent person does not live for pleasure but for a greater purpose. They live for their family, for their community, for the cultivation of their own soul. Excellence gives you a sense of purpose, a reason to live, and that reason is your compass on life's journey, keeping you on the path even when the temptations of pleasure and vice lead you astray. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the judgment that something is more important than fear. The courageous person is not one who has no fear, but one who, despite the fear, acts with bravery for a noble cause, for a friend, for their family, or for their country. Courage allows you to face life's challenges and stay on the path of excellence, for it is the virtue that gives you the strength to overcome obstacles. Temperance, self-control, is the virtue that frees you from the slavery of your passions. The person who allows themselves to be carried away by their desires is a slave. They are tossed from side to side by their whims. The person who masters their desires is free. Freedom is not the absence of rules, but self-mastery, which allows you to live in accordance with reason and virtue, instead of being guided by the impulses of the moment. Justice is the virtue that makes you a good and useful citizen. The just person is one who acts with fairness in all their relationships, giving to each what is due to them and seeking the common good of the city, instead of just their own. Justice is the foundation of a virtuous society, and your pursuit of individual excellence must always be aligned with the pursuit of the common good, because your happiness is linked to the happiness of others. The excellent person is not proud of their virtues but considers them a duty. They do not act to be applauded, to receive honors, but because a virtuous action is the only way to live. Modesty, humility, is the virtue that protects you from arrogance and keeps you on the path of continuous improvement. For the modest person knows that there is always more to learn and more to grow. Excellence is an art that is perfected with practice. Like a sculptor who chisels stone, you must sculpt your soul with every action, every choice, every thought. In the beginning, your form will be rough and imperfect, full of flaws and defects, but with practice, it will become more refined, more beautiful, and more virtuous. Your life is your masterpiece. The true wealth of a person is their virtue. The person who is virtuous is the richest person, for their wealth cannot be stolen, lost, or corroded by time. They have a fortune that belongs to them forever and makes them happy regardless of their circumstances. Material possessions may be fleeting, but virtue is eternal wealth. Education is not just the knowledge of facts, but the cultivation of virtue. The goal of education is to form character, to teach the soul to love what is good and to hate what is evil. Education gives you the tools to discern what is noble from what is vile and to walk the path of excellence with confidence and wisdom. An educated mind is a free mind. Excellence requires effort and sacrifice. There are no shortcuts to virtue. You must be willing to do what is difficult, to resist temptations, to fight against your own flaws. Excellence is a hard-won labor, but its reward is happiness, eudaimonia, the most fulfilling life a human being can live, a life worthy of being remembered. The happy person, the excellent person, is one who does not regret their actions. They live with a clean conscience, for they know they acted with the best of intentions and with the wisdom they possessed. Inner peace, serenity, is one of the sweetest fruits of excellence, a reward that can only be achieved by those who live with integrity. Virtue is the happiness that accompanies you forever. Your possessions can be lost, your reputation can be destroyed by slander, but your virtue remains immutable, like a light that does not go out. It is your safe harbor amidst the storms of life, your inexhaustible source of joy, the anchor that keeps you firm amidst uncertainty. Excellence in its essence is the realization of your human potential. It is becoming what you are meant to be. You are rational beings, and your excellence lies in living in accordance with your rational nature, guided by reason and virtue. It is living a life that is truly human, in the highest sense of the word, a life that honors your capacity to think and choose. Therefore, my friends, may your pursuit not be for wealth or fame, but for excellence in every area of your life. May your happiness be virtue, and may your life be a masterpiece sculpted with every act of kindness, justice, and courage. This is the only way to achieve true eudaimonia, the life that is worth living.